You're in the right place listening to ridiculous dating questions on the internet from us, the Love Gurus Podcast. We're going to take those questions starting right about now.
You think your love life is going kind of bad?
I know it is.
Is that?
Yeah, when you're melting in the summer heat.
That's right.
He hasn't said a question yet.
Oh, no, this is the song.
But I like how you're ready. You're ready right out of
He
the
had one
gate.
locked and loaded. He was ready to go. He was going to answer the song's question.
Yeah. I didn't
Shout out to Joel on YouTube.
Love Joel.
Hi, Joel.
He's ready to answer questions, Joe.
Yeah.
Joel. I left off the ol. Ugh. Sorry.
Listen to the Love Gurus, or your life is
screwed. That's right.
Did you say screwed or through?
I think he said through.
Through.
That sounded...
Dude, it's been hot all day. I'm not going to lie. I've been out in the heat all fucking day, going to and fro. I don't know what's going on right now, man. I don't know what's going on. But I do know what's going on in terms of, like, right now. Yeah. Joel on YouTube. What's going on, man?
Hi, Joel.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. We played the full one this time. Yeah, we started doing abbreviated versions, to get to the questions a little sooner. But yeah, I brought the full one back this time. But we definitely appreciate the song. We definitely appreciate the song. We like the short version. We like the full version. We like everything on this show, man. I'm super excited. It does say screwed. Oh yeah, look. That's the guy who wrote the song right there. I didn't even have to Google that one. He says screwed. He says screwed.
Oh,
You're
good. I was going to say,
laughing,
because if it's
screwed.
through, it's like, I mean, it's a little bit through.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm going to have to, yeah. Well, next week I'm really going to pay attention then.
Yeah. No, it's you got to listen to the song. You got to listen to the man's lyrics. It's screwed.
Joel's
It is.
voice is just so, it puts you into a trance because it's so lovely.
Yup.
It's
Goddamn right.
you go to another realm. So it's like it doesn't, it's
Oh, you should see
understandable
what
that you
this
miss
man
a
can
word
do
or two.
with a little watch going back and forth in front of your eyes. It's fucking wild, man.
God, Joel. God.
You will never eat lizards again. You will never eat lizards
Yes.
again. He's revolutionized.
He got me to quit eating lizards, carbs, pussy, everything. This guy's the best.
He's really revolutionized.
He was concerned for my well-being. He didn't want me to get throat cancer, and he heard that all three of those things can do it.
And lizard pussy. Wheat lizard pussy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Glutinous lizard vagina.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That's the worst.
Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas.
a weedy lizard pootang.
Yeah.
Riddled with HPV. Those
It's the
lizards.
worst.
Riddled.
It's all the bad acronyms they have. All of them.
Lizards, they always seem so busy, but it doesn't seem like they're
Yes.
always fucking.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
I was in Florida during lizard mating season, and I
Oh.
watched so many lizards fuck, and they all had the same finishing move where the male's back leg would all of a sudden go.
Oh, yeah. Dude, he does it Looney Tunes style.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
lizards now.
Yeah, that's how they fuck.
That's fucking adorable.
yeah.
Wow, that's
Oh, my God.
amazing.
Yeah.
I've never been in Florida during lizard mating season, but I have been in a truck stop during lot lizard mating season, which is any day of the week.
Yeah.
And it's a
Yeah.
good time. It's a goddamn good time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But let me introduce our two guests, man.
Yes,
we have
we
two
should get-
hilarious guests, two returning guests, good friends of the show. First up, he's a hilarious stand-up comic, the one, the only, Mr. Phil Gable. Thank you for being back on the show. Tell them where they can find you.
Well, that's... I can't...
Social-
really-
What do
social
you
media-
want?
social
What do you
media.
want in 7 states right now? I'm sorry. I didn't
Yeah.
think I was getting you
No, but
arrested.
that wasn't specific enough. It was, he meant like your social media handle.
Dude, he acted like he was Heisenberg in season 6 of Breaking Bad when I said, I was like, wow.
If you want to dox yourself, that's up to you.
Oh, well...
I didn't
mean,
say give him your address. I just meant, on the socials.
Oh, there's... I don't know. Well, then I would have to look at the social media to find who found me.
Just Google him. Just Google. You know what? In fact,
No, that's true. That's true.
Oh,
If they
that's
Google me,
new.
they'll find
Yeah.
stuff.
he's Phil Gable on Google, and that's where you can find him.
He's Phil Gable under his health insurance policy.
Yeah.
Look him up.
Yeah, dude. And if MS-13 is after you and they found you because of this podcast, I'm sorry.
On IMDb, they could go look at stuff there.
Yes, find him at Phil Gable on IMDb.
Yeah.
You have the greatest social handles ever, by the way. I like this.
Oh, Yeah, no, it takes me a long time to come up with each one.
Joel on YouTube says, at Love Gurus Podcast, at Amy on YouTube, producer Amy, shout out to her,
Yes.
said that Jake's leg does the same thing as a lizard's when he finishes. Yeah, I mean, that's talent. You can't train that. You know what I mean? It just happens.
You can read that from me.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I didn't start doing that until after I took the Pfizer. Coincidence? I think not.
Oh, wow.
I think not.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's,
God.
listen.
Do your research, people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your own.
Yeah.
A little bit of lizard in the vaccine, but it keeps you safe from COVID. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why, is because they're like, listen, lizards can regenerate body parts. Maybe that's the vaccine like regenerates like your inseeds, and that's why the COVIDs goes into
That's
your
right.
inseeds.
Ever since the last booster, I blend into walls. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird.
The sea cucumber can regenerate its internal organs.
Dude, that rocks.
Because if it feels threatened, it disperses them. It ejects them. Because then the predator will be like, oh, well, why go to the effort of ripping through the outer part of the sea cucumber when I can just get all the tasty organ meats here, and then they fuck off, and
Sure, yeah.
and they just grow right back.
Wow.
It would be pretty
That's a
cool
good
if you could hit someone in the face with your liver.
The Johnson & Johnson vax. It's like, I've heard the people who just got the one. Like I've heard.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Oh,
bag
no.
just
Yeah.
fell. Oh, it's fine.
Is there anything like
No,
okay.
no,
Your
something-
aunt's 17th century vase? It's not in the.
I didn't bring it. I
Yeah.
didn't bring it.
Only
No.
that
I only podcast best
Yes.
with my 17th century vase.
I didn't
only
bring
that
any
19th
porcelain.
century piece of shit. And everyone's got one of those,
Okay, well, here's a serious question. If you could shoot in the style of a T-shirt cannon,
Okay.
one of your internal organs, which one would you pick?
Oh.
Wait now. What now?
So like a sea cucumber, if you could shoot out one of your internal organs like a T-shirt cannon to disrupt an attacker, dissuade an attacker, which organ would you pick?
Rectum.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
See, I was thinking stomach because it's like if it's like
yes.
full of
Well,
like
that's close.
full of like
Yeah.
tacos or something.
Yeah.
The acid in the tacos, and it's just like
Right.
like
It's,
yeah.
it's
I was
because
going way pragmatic and just thinking kidney, because
Yeah.
you gotta know.
oh, like density
There is
or quantity.
Well, I mean, you should have one on each side. You should have two.
so quantity,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you. So
yeah, yeah.
instead of one, you get both. Yeah,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, in case you don't have like good aim. Yeah, it's like it is.
Yeah.
If it's the
Oh,
stomach,
well, no,
it's one
I'm
and done.
assuming that it operates like a taser, so that like once the darts are out, there's an automatic marker that also sprays out little in the form of little flakes, little pellets.
Yeah.
Some of the new tasers also call out 911 automatically. It depends on which option you get. If you get the Bolt 2, I think they have it. And so I would assume that your organ ejector would work like a
There's
taser.
one function that I don't want my kidneys to have. It's the ability to call 911 on their own. Okay,
Yeah.
because there's gonna be times I'm gonna be at a bar and my
100%.
kidneys will be like, "We need kidney protective services." Suzanne's out again.
yeah,
Shut up.
I don't want that function on my taser because the only time I ever use that thing is me and the missus on our OnlyFans channel. We have a very specific page,
Yeah.
and we don't need to bother the authorities with that. And I don't want my kid
Wow.
getting taken away. You know what I mean? They,
Yeah.
they don't want them in that kind of household.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are safely off the rails. Is there an issue, producer Amy?
Tech problem? What's up?
It's lagging a little. Is it plugged in? Is the computer plugged in?
Yeah.
Producer Amy is saving us
Always
from
with
a tech
technical
problem.
notes.
a tech issue.
A delay.
I mean, they're both plugged in.
I thought we had a 7-second delay for our callers.
Yeah, it says
Do we
it's.
not?
It says that it's charging.
All right.
Oh man,
The heat.
what a shithole this place is. Anyway.
Like the videos lagging from our voices.
Yeah, like everything's like.
Oh Christ. Yeah, hang on.
Okay, just no one move the rest of the
Is there
podcast.
any-
just
yeah,
stay in
let's
the
just play
same
perfectly.
position.
It'll
Cover
be
your
like a
mouth with
picture
the
from the
microphone.
1920s or something.
Cover your mouth with the microphone, and then
Oh.
it will look the same
That I
the
know.
whole time.
Right. Oh, good
Yeah,
call.
I usually have
did
time to
this
shut
before.
this thing down for a little while, but I didn't before the show. It was just like running, and so God damn it.
Do we need to lay hands on it and pray?
I think so. Actually, maybe this will work. Amy, can you hand me an ice pack out of the freezer?
Is that gonna get the computer wet?
No, and a paper towel.
Yeah, and a paper towel. He's not a monster.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No,
I'm
no,
not
we're just
yeah. I'm trying to. Well, we have shitty equipment, and so this happens, I guess.
Well, but it's sturdy. That's the important thing.
I blame the fact that this thing is a fucking Apple, and I hope Tim Cook meets it like Steve Jobs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got to get a Dell.
Only one
Dell.
of them is.
I know. Yeah, no, my work computer's solid.
Oh,
I
you're
just can't
you're
run
not
this off of it.
a fan of the Lenovo amazing pieces of equipment?
No, I like Dells. I like Chromebooks.
You?
Adele.
Adele. Adele's like, I just love
And
these
then
boxes.
people people started shitting on her, and then she lost the weight, and then they shit on her for that. It's
I
like,
know. We're
what do you want me to do?
we're never going to be happy with women's bodies. Full stop.
Well, I will.
Is that
I'm happy. I'm happy about all of them. But
There we go. Okay. Hopefully that's going to run a little better now.
But
I'm cooling it
society at
down.
large, I feel like.
Yeah.
is
I
a
mean,
long way.
but it's been
Never.
looking
We're
fine
never
for
going
us
to.
the whole time. So I
Poor
don't know.
Jessica Simpson.
Yeah.
My God, that
been
woman.
through it. Yeah,
She
she's been through it.
everything that could be wrong about a woman's body, Jessica Simpson's body has been criticized for. It's
yeah. Oh, we're already back to the gun talk this week. I like that.
Oh, which guns are we talking about?
Matt on YouTube says, Amy, get the M14.
Well, so
He says
last
12 gauge over under.
to fill you guys in. So last week, someone said they were getting a gun to
Have some fun.
Kill themselves?
Yeah.
something.
Make
it
friends,
Was,
make
yeah,
friends.
Have
it
some
was
fun and then kill
something
themselves?
about like I don't want to say like home protection or anyway, whatever. Someone was
Sure.
getting a gun.
To fit
And this
in,
came up
to
in the
fit
context of a question about relationships.
Well, yeah. When else do you use a gun?
Phil. Come on,
Statistically
Phil.
speaking, I guess I'm correct.
Yeah. I mean, I barely ever fired shots in anger when I was single.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, these people were sad. And so that's why, this is actually a great segue into our theme for this week. Our theme for this week is, can sad relationships turn happy?
Yes. Yes.
Sad relationship.
Can you unpickle a pickle is another way to say that one. Okay,
Yes. And hopefully
okay.
the screen is not. Okay, Amy on
there's-
YouTube, producer Amy, who saved us, said everything looks good now. Thank you, producer Amy.
Thanks,
Thank you,
producer
producer
Amy.
Amy.
You're the best.
That was almost a
We love
fucking
producer
nightmare.
Amy.
Yeah, because it's way too early in the show for lagging. So
Don't
we
forget
can't
to
have
mention Caitlin's 17th, 18th, and 19th century vase collection.
that. Yes.
Thank you.
We always like old vases here. Always. But without further ado, are you guys ready to take your first question from the wild animals on Reddit?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. First question from Reddit. If you guys got any questions to write them into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. Like and subscribe. Hit that little
I
button
just
down
realized
there.
that sound is music.
Oh, yeah.
Phil.
I know.
It's music.
I was a little like, I think we're being invaded for a second.
You thought it was more lagging or something.
I thought it might be a mechanical failure.
Here we go. All right, let's take our first question from the wild animals on Reddit.
First question. Hooked up with my best friend's boyfriend. This is obviously an anonymous account because I'm just still so ashamed of myself. My best friend and I are now 32. Well, I should say my ex-best friend. And her ex-boyfriend is 30. 10 years ago, I did a terrible thing and had sex with my best friend's boyfriend. It was a shitty period in my life. I shared an apartment with
Period.
her and her first serious boyfriend. We were all in our early 20s, and we were basically just working in the day and then would come home and get shit-faced at night. The whole incident, quote-unquote, is a blur. I don't even remember what shitty decisions we made or even how it was. I just remember the immediate regret and shame. I hope that it would never come out, but of course it did, and my friend was obviously super pissed. I straight up owned up to it and took the blame. I cut ties with all of the common friends so that she could have them. I never even talked to her ex-boyfriend again. They moved out and stayed together for another couple years, but eventually broke up. I moved away, started a new life. 10 years has passed. 2 years ago, the ex reached out to me, asked how I was doing. We had a short, decent, but distant chat, mainly just agreeing that what we did was stupid. the reason why I'm writing this post is because a few days ago, my friend wrote to me. She hit me with a, "Hey, how are you?" I left it on read, and I don't know if I should answer. If I'm being honest with myself, I don't want anything to do with her or her ex. I have 2 kids, I work full-time, I have a full life, and my husband knows my past.
Oh.
I know the whole thing was a shit show, and if I could go back, I would have never done what I did. But it does bug me that she wrote. What does she want? What does she think after all these years? Why is she writing now?
Wow.
Interesting.
That's pretty wild, man.
Wait, is she saying that you make mistakes in your 20s and then learn from them? That's
new.
not possible.
Although, shout out to the husband who married her anyway. That guy is like, wait, you slept with your best friend's husband? Yeah, I'll fucking marry you.
Yeah,
No, not husband, boyfriend.
Or boyfriend. Okay.
And they were all living together.
All right, not
No,
quite as
well,
bad.
no, but the person writing the question is in a relationship now, and I assume that the kids are with him. So he knew about the past that she cheated with the best friend's boyfriend.
Oh, wait.
And still, she was upfront and honest about it, and he still, wanted to be with her anyway.
the person writing you think was a male type of person.
No, I think it's female, but she's married to a man. She cheated on her best friend, who was a female, with her man boyfriend. But it's, just spin the wheel.
Been so long.
Yeah.
I think. I think this is definitely a case of text back and pretend like you're someone else.
Right. That's kind of what producer Amy is saying on YouTube. She says,
that's a
I
great
think I
idea.
just answered, I think she just answered her own question. Just keep the ghosting going. Yeah?
I don't know. Aren't you?
Act like you didn't hear it?
Are you-
Just
Go
pretend
ahead.
that you're someone else with a much bigger grievance and be like, I'm glad you finally wrote to me because things have been on my mind. And then just start to make, there's a lot of opportunity there.
You're saying it respond to her, but say like, oh, I really want to talk to you again because A, B, and C has happened in my life.
Yeah. I've been.
Okay.
You like say like you've really been on my mind because I don't think that all the deaths of all of those people were your fault, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
You just go down to the local police station and you're like, can I thumb through the 50 best of the reports that you guys have had in the last 10 years?
Yeah.
That's what every police station does. They keep a
I'm on a case.
Make her think she blacked out and ran
Yeah.
over somebody drunk one night.
I just think, honestly, I think that the best friend is probably going through, or the ex-best friend is going through a bad time. She's sort of reminiscing about that, they had a good friendship before she fucked her boyfriend, whatever. It was like a one-time thing, and she is reaching out to either give her forgiveness or maybe rekindle that friendship. However, the person writing the question sounds like she doesn't even want any part of it because to even have contact with her reminds her of what a dirtbag she was. But I don't know. That just
I'd call her a dirt bag.
it just seems like she's carrying like a
definitely
lot
a
of,
dirt receptacle of some kind.
Well, I mean, we're all someone's receptacle.
Yeah, that's true. That's the title of my
point.
favorite porn from the early 2000s. It
Yeah.
was a doozy.
Yeah.
Hot.
I think that it's again it was literally one time she immediately fessed up to it, like she sort of like did the right thing and just skulked off into the dark.
Yeah.
And
You make it sound like she accidentally killed him.
well, I mean, she did accidentally crush him. What?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, the worst.
Accidentally killed that dong.
I mean, if anything, she should write back and be like, you never thanked me for showing your boyfriend a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, manners on people.
And
these
you never
days.
thanked me for showing you what a cheating dog your boyfriend is. I was looking out for your best interest. If he
Yeah.
didn't cheat with me, he might cheat with some
Thank
whore
you.
who
That's-
had herpes and wasn't going to tell
She
you
should
about
check
it.
the
that's-
statute of limitations and maybe send an invoice to both of them.
Ah.
But that's the other thing is it's always, like the boyfriend, they can always, not always, but, so often the partner who cheated can be forgiven, but the best friend, it's like, oh, you're dead to me. It's like, hang
Yeah.
on.
That's
like
the dumbest fucking.
yeah. It's
I
like,
think
that
that's
seems
fair.
a bit. I don't know.
I would, dude. I would never. If my best friend slept with my girlfriend, like whatever. If we were only dating for a few weeks, fucking whatever. But if it was a long-term relationship, yeah, that motherfucker's dead to me.
Really?
Dead to me. Dead to me.
No,
yeah.
But what about her? Like, seems like, you know,
Like the best friend's trying to get back.
The person that you trusted the most, that you like gave all of your secrets to, that person shattered your trust.
Yes.
Your partner.
It's done.
Which person is that?
The person
best
you're
friend.
dating. The person that you're in a relationship.
There's the crux of it.
Oh.
When I say who's the person
I say
who
best
trusted
friend.
the most,
Yeah,
you say
yeah.
best friend. And you say,
Until
I'm
it's
saying
like
the one that
until
you're
it's
in a
long term
relationship.
enough that it's married or whatever. Like that's we're going best friend. Especially at that early at that age. Did they say how long they were dating before they cheated?
That information is not given.
Okay, because that's a big one for me. If it's 2 weeks, that's one thing. If it's 2 years, that's something very different.
I mean, I mean, at my age, I'm like, is it less than 15? Then
Father Time over here has no time for these 22-year-olds' problems.
How many presidents were elected since?
I haven't heard a story like this since the Carter administration.
Get me my monocle. I want to read more.
My non-ironic, non-hipster monocle, that is. Yeah, I have this only for my eyeballs.
Caitlin, I feel like you have, you're dying to say something, and I want to hear it.
I have a different take in that I think we're all missing that there could be some like latent light lesbianism going on. You know, like maybe there's a little like girl on girl. Like maybe the girlfriend was jealous that she hooked up with the boyfriend and not with her, and now she's reaching out later to like, you know, she's still lusting. And I also love that the friend is like kind of annoyed that she reached out, like, and that she doesn't have time to write back, but she has time to write Reddit and ask Reddit what's up. Like, so I feel like there's a lot of weird kind of like female dynamics going on there.
I saw
Sarah, I'm so glad you called me. I only blew him to see what you tasted like. I'm glad you called me back.
I think I saw a movie about this.
Sure. Yeah. It was with Sandra Bullock. Miss Congeniality was about.
I saw a 5-minute streaming video about this. I don't know if it was the same thing.
That kind of movie.
Yeah. There was,
I think
then there was the girl's other friend and her other friend.
They talked way less than this lady did in this post, though. I'm going to be honest. It was this conversation was over very quickly. At the beginning.
It wasn't a talkie; it was a silent film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the ones where the piano's playing in the background.
Yeah. I mean, it was a cheap keyboard. You know, it was streaming for free, so they didn't have a grand piano in the room.
Yeah.
Different times.
I definitely think there's weight to what Carolyn's suggesting, and I think that I just don't think that she reached out with ill intention. I don't think that the ex-best friend reached out to drag her over the coals again. I think it was to rekindle a relationship of some sort with and the nature of that is TBD. But
Which
it's
is
just
bigger than best friend. Let's be honest.
But here's what I'm suggesting. I think that she should reply to her and just say, hey, what's up? You know, how are you? Start the conversation, because what's going to happen is, you know, a year or two is going to go by and you're going to be like, oh, I really should. You know, I would always wonder what would have happened had I messaged back.
I just think back to Chasing Amy, and I think that the only way to really resolve this.
I caught Amy and we're married now. I'm done. I should fucking see myself out with that goddamn joke.
All three of them have to sleep together now.
Yeah.
To really work it out.
There you go.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that they have to sleep together, but they all have to go into the same room completely naked and talk it out.
Yeah.
But it has to be a room that's like an oval and there's 3 doors, so they can all enter at the same time, but naked.
Right. And you have to pop Adderall first, so it's going to be real chatty. You just sit there nude on uppers, just fucking, you know, talky. And not the fun, jittery, like no coke or meth or something that's going to, then we'll fuck like dogs. It's like, what have you been doing since then?
Antisocial Adderall. Antisocial Adderall.
Adderall just makes you focused and your head is in the game.
Yeah. So then whichever 2 are left sleep with each other.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like a sexual Squid Game of some kind. Sure.
Or it just turns into one person jerking off in this room alone.
Yeah.
That's how I think the story's going to end. That's a very realistic.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
It's not the way my porn version of this would end, but if I was a betting man, I'd say that's how it's going to go if they do it.
I thought it was going to be like musical chairs, but with just one sex swing. So however...
Oh, that's fun.
However you get...
Fun.
However, and whoever gets on... when the music stops, that's what happens.
What do they call those little horse saddle things with dildos? It's musical Sabians. Yeah.
Oh, those do not. I am sorry. That does
you
not look pleasant. Do you know what it's like?
It looks online like people. Do they have a horse head option?
Probably somewhere, but for the most part, it's just like the saddle-looking thing and the dildo. But it does look like punishment for sex before marriage during the Spanish Inquisition. You know what I mean? Like, this is what we do to whores in Spain.
Like because you can give your partner direction and give your partner, but you can't tell a saddle, ow! I don't know.
Save a horse, ride a Sabian, I believe is the way that song went.
I've seen a bumper sticker with that.
Those saddles were invented for men to watch women on them, not for women to get pleasure from them.
That's true. It's weird that you only hear about Sabians from straight dudes and never lesbians.
It's possible that what you just said might apply to more than just that one object.
No.
What? No.
I really think this might be. There might be something to that.
That sounds crazy.
It's a woman's world.
I stepped on a Magnum condom wrapper on my way to work this morning. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of. If you go to a porn shop, man, like there's a lot of fucking like weird dildos and stuff to where I'm like, this looks like punishment. This doesn't look like.
That's not.
Yeah.
That's not for.
These ain't shaped like dicks no more. Like, what the fuck is this? Why is there beads in the middle of the dildo that spring out in two different directions? What's going on here? What is this? Who's mad at who? This is crazy.
I mean, you have to ask your doctor, I think.
Is this from an angry pimp? Who's buying this? Who's buying this fucking thing? Is some guy named T-Dog with a purple suit trying to keep his stable in line with this? This is not for pleasure. This is not for pleasure.
It's let's leave T-Dog out of this, okay? He didn't do anything.
He's a good man. Sorry, he's a friend of the show.
Be respectful.
Yeah, T-Dog votes, okay? Let's
you, T-Dog.
But let's go to final advice for this question. So my final advice is, despite what Hunter Biden has taught us, most of the time your phone is not a weapon, okay? Your phone and your laptop aren't weapons, and they're not going to get you in jail. So just reply to her and say, hey, how are you? And see where it goes. And if she turns bitchy, if it goes pear-shaped, guess what? Block her number. That is very easy,
It goes pear-shaped or parrot-shaped?
Pear-shaped. It's to indicate, once again, that if you have a big ass, it's not going well for you. I should stop using that reference.
I thought that was
pear.
Pear-shaped?
Yeah, pear-shaped is like that's just like a shape, right? Like a curvy.
Some of us like.
Just means curvy.
Oh,
like a Kardashian.
But if you say, oh, it went pear-shaped, that implies that things went poorly or they didn't go as planned.
I would think that things went poorly if you said parrot-shaped.
Oh, parrot-shaped?
That could be changing every second, and there's a sharp end. And
I've been at sea so long, I only like parrot-shaped women.
Yeah.
It changes you.
I only like women that have toenails that are 6 inches long.
I like a fat ass and a peg leg. Yarr.
Okay. So, that's my final advice. Just text back. It's fine. But also, and I want to give her a little kudos. It sounds like, she did the thing that not all people can do. It's when you fuck up in your 20s and you learn from your mistakes.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Anyway, what's your guys' final advice?
My final advice is just to eat your friend's pussy. Just be a good friend. Just do it.
To be honest, nothing can go wrong in that situation.
Yep.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing can go wrong.
It's just friends.
In the 5-minute streaming video I saw, it went great.
Yeah.
I think take her to the Barbie movie and then go home and and Barbie it out.
Just bond. Just bond.
Yeah, there was another one where the same best friend was a volleyball coach or something. Like, it was, I don't know how they had so many different, they've had adventures.
Yeah, they're saying that Barbie's gay, which I think is awesome. Barbie,
really?
Barbie should have been gay.
Well, she's with a guy with no dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to happen.
Well, he essentially has a vagina then.
Uh-huh.
So.
Yeah.
or a strap-on. A strap-on. I mean, come on.
A strap-on Ken.
Yeah.
It's 2023.
Yeah.
Strap-on Ken.
Yeah.
Phil, any final...
He's pregnant now.
Phil, any final advice for this person?
I think the threesome's the only answer.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Nice. Yeah. Jake, what's your final advice?
So how long has it been since they've...
10 years.
10 years. So did anything ever happen to the boyfriend? Like, is either one of them still with him?
No, they broke up.
All right.
They were together for a couple years after the incident, quote unquote, but then they broke up after.
Right.
The incident, my God, it sounds like somebody fucking killed somebody or something. Like the
Yeah.
incident.
She killed their friendship.
I have to use the same terminology as she did. You know,
okay.
yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, the incident. She doesn't
That's
even
in the
like talk
therapist's
about.
handbook, which I forgot to read.
Yeah. This show is therapeutic as fuck, dude. So
The incident.
yes,
If
the
it-
incident.
I mean, I would say
indiscretion. Yes, that's another
That's
term.
definitely a sign that you did a bad sex job. If someone refers to the time they had sex with you as the incident,
Yeah.
implies
It's
that
like
it did not.
that's
go well.
something that goes in a doctor's report.
Yeah.
Right.
When did the incident happen?
It's very HR. The
Yeah.
incident.
It's-
It's very
yeah.
HR.
There was an
Very
incident
HR.
last Saturday, and now the patient has a rash.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out what
There's definitely
topical
like a
cream,
HIPAA
so-
violation about to happen with the
Wait,
incident.
HEPA or HIPAA?
HIPAA,
Okay.
Yeah.
which is like the health. Yeah, like your
Yeah.
health and health and.
Oh, I know that, but
information.
HEPA is the thing with air filters, and so if the sex they had caused so much
Ooh.
fine particulate to be dispersed into the air,
Good for
I don't-
them.
I'm
Wow.
not sure.
Sure.
Nice.
Then
That's
that was
it.
an impressive.
Yeah,
Wow.
incident.
Yeah.
That's a hot incident.
You can't do that in space, otherwise it'll blow up the whole goddamn capsule.
Well,
In that case, incident is really underselling it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I mean,
it's galactic.
There's a reason
Yeah.
Apollo 13 almost didn't make it back.
Thank God they have that sock.
That's
Do
right.
you remember that scene? Do you remember
Right.
that scene where they're like, this is everything that's on the ship, and the,
Yeah.
the scientists at NASA they like get a sock out, and then it's like shows Tom Hanks putting a sock around like a carburetor or something. They're
Yeah,
like, this
yeah.
is gonna do it.
wait, doesn't he? He doesn't put it around his dick.
I
We don't want to give the movie away.
yeah.
Right.
I may have
That's
seen.
fine.
Yeah.
I've said too much.
Yeah.
I may have seen a different version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure
I
you
just
put a
remember that. I
spoiler
just
alert
remember they
thing.
needed a sock, and that it was like, oh wow. In the movie, I don't know if they did that in real life.
Ed Harris thought there was no way that sock was going to work. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Jake, what's your final advice?
All right, my final advice is you clearly have to get back in touch with the friend, because if you don't, you already look pretty shitty right now. Like, yeah, fucked your best friend's boyfriend. That's out there. If you then refuse to even talk to your best friend because, you know, like whatever, you feel bad, that makes you look so much shittier than the best friend who's like, I'm going to forgive and let bygones be bygones. I care about this person. And you're just sort of like, nah, I was the one who did the shitty thing, but I still don't want to talk to you 10 years later.
Then it looks
That
like
looks
the
pretty bad.
incident was premeditated.
It looks like a premeditated. It looks like a first degree incident, honestly, if you don't get back a hold of her. So I think what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get back a hold of her, make this guy the bad guy, and be like, how shitty was Gary, huh? Getting me drunk and bringing up stuff from my past. You know what I mean? Hitting me on a Freudian level. And just fucking really just make Gary look like the piece of shit and not you.
So maybe kill Gary.
Ooh, that'd be fun. It would be like a Thelma and Louise thing. You guys could go kill Gary. You make it look
Yes.
like he's going to get a three-way. You kill him. You drive off a cliff hand in hand when the authorities catch up to you.
But you gotta
It could
get
be
the
a
insurance
fun...
policy first.
Nah, fuck it. Thelma and Louise just set caution to the wind. No insurance, no nothing. Just drive off a cliff after you kill Gary and the authorities catch up to you. That's my final advice.
Perfect. I think we answered that question. I think we should move on to our next question. I mean,
Absolutely.
we're very chatty tonight, so we might only do 3 questions. So.
All right. Next question on the Love Gurus podcast then. People, write your questions into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. Like and subscribe. Give us your questions every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, live in the chat. Producer Amy says it sounds like she just doesn't want to be friends with her. Yeah, I mean that's what it would sound like if she didn't.
And also, one lesson I've learned is that not everyone has to be friends with everyone. And probably everyone who's watching this podcast that knows me is like, yeah, Suzanne, that's why I'm not friends with you anymore.
You fucked all of our boyfriends in college.
Oh, that's not. I never did that. I was just a bitch.
I was about to fuck their boyfriends, and then I said something shitty about their clothes.
I was like,
they weren't
God,
into it anymore.
yeah, I just insulted their toilet paper.
Yeah.
Just being a cunt.
Yeah, just being a cunt. Yeah.
I don't need to try extra hard.
Yeah.
I'll make you just as angry at me with my clothes on.
I'm just going to be rude to your mom.
Yeah.
You
There was
know?
that really important book in the late 70s of cunts and the women who hate them because of the men that they love for liking them.
Yeah, they made it into an acronym to shorten the whole thing,
Yeah.
but it was a good book. It was, and it sounds better in Russian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have heard of it.
Matt on YouTube says, let's see, my final advice: the Russian Takarev is a solid weapon. I can't even fucking talk anymore.
The Russian
Takarov.
what?
Takarov.
Takarov?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever shot one of those, actually. Is that a type of AK-47?
Not to be
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Not a Kalashnikov.
not to be cunty.
I mean, I assume
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a 7.62.
Wouldn't it be boring to sit around and think of new guns to make up?
No, these are old. These are old guns. These are Russian.
But also no.
No? But
Is
wait.
it like an RPK, a
But that
PKM?
was
What's up?
No, but that was the brilliance behind the Kalashnikov. Is at the time that he designed it,
Yeah.
all the weapons designers in the world were making the theory was make the mechanical tolerances tighter and tighter and tighter to improve accuracy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And Kalashnikov had watched, countrymen be slaughtered, and his idea.
Wait,
of
did he get the idea because he overpopped his microwave popcorn and it exploded in the microwave and he thought,
Actually, he got it from staying in a Holiday Inn Express last night. He was like, "You are not going to believe the plans I found in the fucking drawers in
There's
it."
some debate, but then his idea was make them looser because his idea was like,
Yep.
I want something that like a farmer can like fucking take apart and throw around,
Right.
throw back
Oh,
together.
a farmer.
And it's,
Okay.
well, that's why those things
Yeah.
don't jam. Is all the other shit jam? The M16s and the M4s and stuff, they jam like a motherfucker. The AK-47s, like the proper Kalashnikov kind, you can throw those in a puddle of mud for 2 years and pick it up and it'll fire like the day
Dude,
it was
a
made.
Vietnam,
Yeah.
I was at a gun show one time a long time ago, and
Yeah.
a Vietnam vet told me he was like, yeah, those you could bury it in the mud for like a month and take
Right.
it out.
Right.
Oh,
It'd be fun.
wow.
Yeah, those things they're
Wow.
workhorses. They really are. They're
So
great.
you're saying
That's
that
why
when,
they're
the
so
next
popular.
time I go to the beach, instead of looking for a message in the bottle for my long lost love, I should be looking for a Kalashnikov.
Yes, my long lost love. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and also here's
Wait,
another.
who would you rather have, a broke-ass Kevin Costner or a Kalashnikov?
Oh, dude, Kalashnikov. I'll take that over rich Kevin Costner. Are you kidding me? Love those things. Here's another
I
genius
meant
thing.
Yeah, Kevin Costner.
Dude, another
Had a better
genius thing
point.
the Russians did with their ammunition sizes is they made them just a little bit smaller than ours with a lot of the artillery and like the 50 cals and stuff. To where if you fire a bullet that's just a little bit too narrow for your barrel, it'll still fucking be fine. But if it's a little bit too big, it'll like fuck your whole shit up. It'll explode and shit.
Oh, that makes
Oh, and
sense.
also,
Yeah.
did you know Kalashnikov released an electric car a couple years ago?
Really?
Yeah, the company is still going.
Oh, dude,
Really?
yeah.
And they made an electric
Kalashnikov
fucking car.
rocks.
You know, they
Kalashnikov.
just need to get better PR people. I'll
Yeah.
say it. It's. I'm not saying that they aren't doing, good engineering, but if they are doing stuff like that, yeah, they just need to get better PR
Are you
people
saying
on
that there are
this.
negative associations with the Kalashnikov rifle?
Yeah, a lot of dude,
I'm
a
gonna have
lot
to go
of
back and
lot of
research
anti Kalashnikov propaganda out there. You know what I mean?
It's
Oh, that's
there's a well I hope I'm not speaking out of
Kalashnikov
turn.
didn't
There's a
wa-
rumor that it's murdered.
It's murdered.
It's murder.
It's murder.
That
Kalashnikov murdered?
Kalashnikovs have murdered.
Yeah, I mean, Kalashnikov didn't design them specifically for child soldiers to use, but they're so good that child soldiers can't use them. What? That's not old man Kalashnikov's. That's not old man Winthrop Kalashnikov's vision. Was
And somebody made a Saiga shotgun where it's a Kalashnikov but chambered in you can get it at 410.
No, I've shot a 12 gauge version of that. Those are fucking great.
I'm okay.
I heard those
Here's my hot. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Have
Go
we
ahead.
gone off topic?
No,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have.
we've
but-
kinda gone
but I was
sideways
going
with
to
the
let you
gun thing.
finish your thought, and I was just going to say,
Sega is the company.
really
that does
what irritates me is that these people that are putting all of this ingenuity into guns should really refocus that into gerbil and hamster houses. Am I alone on this? Am I alone?
No.
But you're
If we're putting all this hard work into that. Couldn't we build the fucking dope ass gerbil and hamster houses?
Right.
That gerbils and hamsters would be on Mars by now, okay?
My hamster house was made by Ruger, and it cut his fucking head off because I got a cheaper American brand.
I'm just saying.
What you're overlooking is the gerbil on gerbil violence.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Then
Well-
media doesn't cover gerbil on gerbil violence.
Okay, well then hamster worlds and hamster tunnels and all that at the very least. Okay, I'm just saying. I feel like this is low hanging fruit. I don't know
I
how many.
think the only way
It goes without saying.
If
It goes
Steve
without saying.
Buttigieg ran again under this premise, he's got my vote.
Yeah. I'm more of a fan of Steve Buttigieg. Honestly, Pete Buttigieg kind of sucks, but his cousin Steve rocks, dude.
Who's the guy?
Pete.
It's Pete.
Pete
What did I
Buttigieg.
say, Steve?
Steve. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You guys get it.
They're
Steve
both
Rock.
gay. Don't worry. They're both gay. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They're
I
both
mean-
transportation authorities now.
Steve took Pete's name, you
Yeah.
know, but
Steve has
yeah.
all the same views. They just keep him kind of hushed because he's kind of overweight.
God. Oh yeah. Pete. Whereas Pete keeps in
Yeah.
shape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not Adam and Steve, it's Pete and Steve. That's right.
All right. We are off the rails, but luckily,
murder is right where this goes.
luckily, it's well. This next question does have to do with an acrimonious relationship, so we're gonna get right involved.
I love acrimony, and I love questions from the wild animals on Reddit. Let's take our next one. If you guys got one to write it to lovegroovespodcast@yahoo.com, or even better, write it in live on the show every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Let's take another one from the wild animals on Reddit.
Next question. Wife wants my son to move out. I'm 40 and my wife is 39. My 19-year-old son moved out for college last year. He completed one semester and then dropped out, stating that academia wasn't for him. He returned home and has been living here for the last 6 months. Currently, he is doing odd jobs and applying for something more stable while he figures things out. He helps around the house and he helps with his siblings. My wife said that we need to give him a deadline to move out. I see that he's making progress and he's saving money for a deposit, so I don't know why we need a hard deadline. We've been arguing about this for 4 months. On Saturday, my son's girlfriend spent the night in his room.
Ooh.
She left at 6 in the morning yesterday, but my wife and I saw her because we're both early risers. The girlfriend smiled and waved to us because it wasn't a big deal. My wife, however, was pissed and confronted my son. She said that he can't bring home girls. He said, okay, and that was the end of it.
Mom, she's 35 years old. She's a woman. Don't call her that.
She said,
And there was only one of her.
my wife said that she doesn't trust him because he didn't even argue the point. She wants him to leave and is threatening to go stay at a hotel with the rest of the kids if I don't give a hard deadline. Is there an option I'm not seeing here? I'm not kicking my own kid out. I don't approve of many of his recent decisions, but he has not been disrespectful to me or my wife or inappropriate around his siblings. He isn't keeping any drugs in the house. He barely drinks. He buys food for himself. He cooks. He cleans. My wife said that she can't live like this! How do I make this easier for her? Where is a compromise?
Oh, this wife sounds like a fucking nightmare, dude.
Well, one thing about this question. So what they don't explain, and I just want to clarify before we start answering, is that so the person writing the question is 40 and his son's 19. So do the math on that one. So he was 21 when the kid was born.
Stuff happens.
It sounds like that kid that he then met his current wife later on. They themselves have their own children. But the 19-year-old seems totally fine with the younger kids, like helps out, all that and the rest.
Sure.
And he's only
Yeah.
19. That, I know it used to be a different time back in the day. How old's this demon lady that he's married to?
39.
39. So yeah, like the same age. Look, wait, I'm 39 too. Okay, listen, lady. We probably went to high school together. You were probably twat back then too. Listen. All right. So I moved out when I was like 17, okay? And I was in a flyover state where apartments were like $10, $20. So like, whatever. Like, that's just the way it was. Now shit's more expensive. It's a lot more normal and common for kids to stay at home a little longer. And most kids are fucking nightmares today. All he's doing is being almost entirely sober and fucking one woman. He's like the perfect 19-year-old son. How dare you?
That's what the right says, is fucking is between one son and one son's friend.
He is, even Pat Robertson wouldn't kick this kid out.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
He's not too crazy for Pat Robertson.
Pat Robertson would have him on the 700 Club. That's how.
would be an
Do you know
honor.
what I'm talking about?
Oh,
That's right.
Yeah, and they made tons of money. That's a huge opportunity. When she says, "Am I missing an opportunity?"
but for Jesus, not Pat Robertson. How dare you?
Oh,
Yeah. Now, you want to see a fucked up teenager? Go to Jerry Falwell Jr. when he was 19. He was doing some shit. He was doing some shit.
Like he's not still doing it.
Oh, he absolutely is doing it. And his wife is doing it, and the pool boy's doing it, and everyone's doing it.
Well, he said
Cuckold party.
Oh, yeah. Jerry Falwell Jr. rocks. He gets on TV like the Lord had to do a thing. And then he goes watch people do his wife.
The first question was, is there an opportunity I'm not seeing? Mm-hmm. Which I think came on the heels of she's threatening to go to a hotel with the kids.
Right. So the wife is threatening to take the other kids and go to a hotel.
Fucking let go.
If he's not seeing that as an opportunity, then there is an opportunity he's not seeing. Yes, by definition.
Dude.
Well,
Let her go.
But again, I think that the point that's being missed is I'm definitely smelling shared finances. So she, he hasn't.
Kids involved.
He hasn't talked about,
Wait, can you see your phone for a second?
Yeah.
What about sister wives? I think that's always an option.
I'm getting some shared finances.
Yeah, I'm getting some shared finances, some sister wives vibe.
Yeah.
I think he just gets another woman involved, and then the two women will hate each other, and one of them will wind up dead, and it'll work itself out. Just bring more women into the picture.
It's it's sort of
that's right. Like a three-way on a tight wire. Someone's falling off.
Someone's falling off.
Yeah.
But I think the wife is I think the wife is just mad because it's just the on its face that she has to loan her house out to this person who is not her child. And he, I think, is adverse to her going to a hotel only because it sounds like he's going to have to pay for that at the end of the day.
But if he... where is he booking the hotel? Because if he books on Hotels.com every 10 stays.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever seen Waiting to Exhale? Yeah, those women are booking Motel 6. What are you talking about?
I didn't,
they're at the Ritz. They're at the... Oh.
I didn't see that movie. Did they stay somewhere nice?
So in
I watched the dude version of it called I Already Exhaled, and now I want something to eat.
So I'm just saying that what I'm saying is that I personally... don't find many women scorned going budget when they're using their husband's credit card to pay for said hotel and luxury trips.
Yeah.
It tends to be top of the line.
There is no hell hath no hotel bill like a woman scorned.
Yeah,
I believe that is.
It's if you leave your marriage and go to a hotel or Motel 6, it's because you're broke. And you're paying for it yourself. It's probably like a really terrible relationship. However, if you're doing it to prove a lesson or teach, quote unquote, teach your husband a lesson, you are checking into the Intercontinental. You're going to, the Lowe's, et cetera, et cetera.
The Lowe's. Yeah. If you're not at least staying at a Lowe's.
To clarify, the Lowe's in New York is actually a really nice hotel, not the department store.
Oh no, I've
seen the home goods store.
I know the Lowe's hotel.
The spelling is different, but the Lowe's
it does sound the same on a podcast.
The Lowe's,
in my parish, the Lowe's rent out buildings in the back.
She's gone to a Lowe's and built herself. Maybe she goes to a Lowe's and builds herself a hotel, even more expensive than renting a hotel room.
There you go. That's the Amish way to walk out on a husband. He stayed with us too long. He's 19 years old. That's 45 in Amish years. I'm building my own barn and hotel, and I'm taking the children, all 27 of them.
Yeah.
She's just angrily churning butter while she makes her hotel.
We're leaving you, Mordecai. I'm fucking another bearded man with a funny hat.
Tilda, you've never turned butter in less than 15 minutes.
That'd be a good challenge for the Lowe's hardware store. Is can you build who can build the best version of a Lowe's hotel out of supplies only from this one Lowe's store?
There you go.
I'm just trying to set up sponsorship layups for you.
I love it. Thank you. Yeah,
Joel on YouTube says maybe the wife is having a lesbian relationship and the son is always around, so it's cramping her style. Perhaps got so pissed about the son's girlfriend because it's also her girlfriend. Oh, the plot.
No, that's the best plot twist. How did we not see that one coming?
Isn't that one streaming too?
That's a very good one.
The girlfriend waved because she's had sex with the mom.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that plot twist.
Yeah, the mom is mad that the son is cock blocking her.
Yeah, because she didn't really flip out until she saw the girlfriend, and it's like she seems like she's pretty, whatever, progressive. Yeah, it's like a 19-year-old having sex with the 20-year-old. Like that seems fine.
And maybe it was like a far. Maybe they promised a cuckold situation like Jerry Falwell Jr. and they're not honoring. They're not honoring the cuckold, and that's where she's mad.
You're a prude like Jerry Falwell Sr. Yeah. That's not what I signed up for.
I must say, if you take the word cuckold sounds on its face. If you went into like a legal document and there was like cuckold, you'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Like it does sound like very official. It sounds official.
I'd like to redirect you to cuckold section 13.
Yes. Yeah. And then it's like, wait, hang on. My lawyer gets to do what?
Matt on YouTube says, no, we don't want to put in the medicine because we don't want more people around. Suzanne, you got a lazy with your gun. They created COVID.
Oh, I thought he was going to talk about my lazy eye. And I'm like, yeah, we know.
You got lazy with your gun.
Why do we have to talk about this every podcast?
I'd like to think of your other eye as just extra active. That's the way I see it.
I've got it's like the movie Twin, because I just watched the Arnold documentary. One's an Arnold, one's a Danny DeVito. What's the problem? Okay.
So the ages again, though, I think is a big thing here.
It's
so they're 40 and 39, and the son's 19.
Yeah.
And she's worried that the son's not going to leave before what happens?
I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know what the issue is that she was, maybe just gagging for him to leave this whole time because he's not her child. And so she feels, weird having him around. Like,
I think that's part of it.
She was ready for him to go to college. And now that he's back one semester later, to be fair, she's probably just pissed.
I think that's part of it, but I also think it's a place where, people tend to move out. They tend to have kids a little earlier. So it's like, look, if you're from a generation that has kids at 20, when some kid is 19 and still living there, you're like, what the fuck? You should have a lady pregnant by now in your own two-bedroom. Like, that's just,
but her generation is the same as yours, and it's not like the norm to have kids at 20.
It's not, but it was a little more common then, and people definitely moved out earlier back then than they do now, there and then, I should say. But I think it's one of those things to where, like, if people are having kids that early, regularly, they're moving out regularly as well at that age. Now, this was 20 years ago, so she's looking at it from somebody who came up at that time in that area. I'm sure, like here in New York, it was a little more normal for people to stay at home even back then because apartments are like $1 trillion and shit.
The New York version is like, he's 55 and he hasn't moved out.
Right. Dude, my first apartment was 17. It was in the most methed out apartment complex in Iowa City, Iowa. And it was for a 2-bedroom, it was like $125. Nice. Me and my girlfriend split that with her best friend. And so I'm doing like mid-double digits for my rent every month. Yeah. And even then I was late a couple times. Like this is just the way it was. It's the way it was.
I will just say that I've met since I've been in New York for a minute now, the people that, either went to college and then came back and lived in their parents' New York apartment, it's because their parents' New York apartment was dope ass. And guess what? They still live there.
Nobody goes back to live in their parents' shitty New York apartment.
Yeah. It's no, like they have nice, or, there's people that bought a townhouse in Queens in the 70s, and what? That shit's worth, $3 million now. And it's just like, oh, well, this is convenient, isn't it? It's, I don't know. That's my perception. That's not a hard and fast rule, though.
Just has to how much longer does she think humanity is going to be viable anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I mean, good
Like
question.
I just
cut
cut-
to 10 years max.
I just caught this one from Matt. He said, Jake, you need a weekend away with my gay hunting club. I'm down, dude. I heard those guys really know how to keep a rifle clean. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and also you have to. I mean, stereotypically, like
What are they hunting?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just want to call out. This is
We're hunting for 19-year-olds who want to move out of their house from their
This is
shitty stepmothers.
This is the first time a LGBTQ euphemism has been invented on this show.
Yeah.
Keep
Gay
your
hunting club?
keep your rifle clean.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
oh, right on.
Done.
This is my rifle. This is my
Yeah.
gun. Both of them are for fun. Yeah.
Nice.
For
For fun. Yeah, study.
just for fun.
Just
Keep
for
your
fun.
rifle clean.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Keep your
I like
rifle
that.
clean and you'll be okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Always clean your rifle. Matt on YouTube says, Dear Suzanne, I was really rollerblading with a lesbian that used to be my sister's husband. Wait, what? I'm confused.
Wow.
And I suddenly found her or him attractive. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm confused by that whole story. So I
Wait,
could see
wait.
that as well.
Rollerblading
yeah.
will do that to you.
Thank-
Rollerblading will do that to
Thank
you.
you, Caitlin,
Yeah.
because that's exactly what I was
Uh-huh.
going to say. That you went rollerblading with someone and found them attractive. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
guess what else happened? This guy is blue.
Yeah.
What are you talking
Right,
about?
right.
Of course you're going to look at that ass like if they're leaning over. It's
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, that doesn't matter. Yeah,
And
but
I'm picturing
that's-
you listening to Wham on like headphones with cassette tapes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm picturing this old school.
But again, Matt, I love the open and honestness. I
Fuck
love,
yeah, dude.
I love it, and I think that's great. I hope you guys get to rollerblade more together.
I mean, counterpoint.
great.
I think when I see people rollerblading, I think that's an inordinate amount of risk to be taking, and that makes
It
me
is.
feel less attracted.
Especially with a loaded gun.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
well, maybe that's just like that's your own like personal preference because. So, for example, if you go to Central Park on Sundays, there's a roller blade. Have you guys ever? It's near like.
No, because I live in Brooklyn, and that would require taking the subway.
Yeah,
or a really
that's too
expensive
far.
car
So
ride.
there's
I'm like,
there's
you know,
like a section. It's right by like the Sheep's Meadow area, and there's loads of rollerbladers, and it's almost like a little like roller skating rink. And they
They just
are
fuck.
yeah,
They just start.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've
heard about it.
Yeah,
It's like angry roller derby sex.
they wear
Wild.
they wear their elbow pads for a different reason, not because they're falling. If you
Oh,
if
yeah.
you catch
and
my
it-
drift,
And it's
Right.
a rollerblader sheep thing.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
there's a couple
Whoever
sheep-
loses the arm wrestling contest is the bottom. It's a wild ride. It's a wild ride.
Yeah, and then it's just on the other side is volleyball. I love Central Park. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Central Park.
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
It's a cornucopia of,
So much
of people
activity.
watching.
Last
So much
time I went,
activity.
it was calmer, but that
I mean-
was
Like drugs wise or people wise?
just generally. I mean, this.
I can tell you the last time I've been to Central Park,
last-
man.
It depends on when you go, for
I
sure.
went like in 2000.
Jesus Christ, man.
Wait, but before the towers fell?
I remember looking at those towers and being like, ain't nothing going to happen to those.
It was very. And then prior to that, I went in 98.
Okay,
And that was even calmer.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, it is true. I think that there was, before. I hate to say it. When was Giuliani mayor? When was like New York like still kind of scary to live in? It's
It was,
so,
before he was mayor, it was more
Yeah,
like
it's
a
kind of
shithole.
scary.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not trying to give that asshole any credit. However, I will say that I think
No,
that,
no. Dude, I love that he did a really, really good job with that and then a really, really bad job afterwards with everything.
He kind of did, yeah. Anyway, but so I do want to say that, like, just based on films that I've seen of New York set in the 90s, that, it wasn't a thing to go and sit in Central Park. Like, that was, like, actually
Yeah.
kind of dangerous. And I say that because what's Charlie Sheen, is it The Game? Where there's, like, a scene in Central Park where they get into a fight. And Central Park is totally cleared out.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a single person. And it's
Wasn't
like,
that Martin Sheen?
yeah,
The Game?
Charlie
Yeah, yeah.
Sheen and Martin Sheen, yeah.
Charlie
It-
Sheen was in that too?
wait, now, just
No,
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Michael Douglas and Charlie Sheen,
I
they get in
remember
a
that. I
fight.
gotta go rewatch
They
it.
get
That was
in
a
a
fucking
fight
great
in
movie.
Sheep's Meadow, and there's absolutely no one around. So either they shot that at 5 o'clock in the morning, which is obviously possible, or people just didn't go to Central Park, which does make sense because, like, the Central Park, murders, like that woman that, like, quote unquote got gang raped, that obviously was like totally bogus. I don't think Central Park was like a cool place to go like it is now.
No,
you know?
no.
I think now the problem is if you go to it, there's like also a lot of other people that have the
There's
same
like so
idea.
many moms with rosé, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, like I hate rosé, dude. It has this like hangover aftertaste and shit.
And even if it's not moms, even if it's just like, dads with Coors or dads, brothers with water, just anybody. I mean, there's too many fucking people, is what I'm saying.
You're like,
it's a lot of people.
I got an apartment for a reason, so I don't have to see anyone else. Why would I go to a park and see other people?
I would probably like run in there if I
Maybe
lived
next
near
month.
there. It's weird to me at this point in my life to take a train to go to a park. When I'm like, well, I'll just go to the little one there. Maybe once my kid gets a little bit older, I'll be like, here's a really big fucking park, and we'll go hang there. But like for now, I mean, I could put like an empty water bottle in front of that kid and be like, oh shit, it crinkles. So like, I don't really need to, I don't really need to go crazy with finding a park for him.
Caitlin, what's your hot take on Central Park?
Oh, I just, as far as it being, like, I had like a really scary thing happen. I went to,
Oh, no.
my friend was doing this photography project, and there was like, the Rambles in Central
Yeah,
Park is
yeah.
where like all the gay men used to cruise in like the 70s.
Sure,
and
sure.
So he wanted to go into the Rambles. This was like early.
And straight guys looking for rent about 5-7 years ago. But go on.
Yeah, it's all types.
Yeah.
It takes all kinds. And so he was doing this. It was like at night. We went there like I think at like 8 o'clock at night to do this like photography. Like he was shooting photos in the Rambles, and all of a sudden we were just like hearing these noises, and these two guys like came out and basically just like forced us out. They just walked us out of the Rambles, and they just were pushing. Like I don't know. It was like really scary, and I really thought.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like the most fucked. Like it was just like I thought we were gonna get like really. They kindly just made us get the fuck out of there, and we got out. But I do think
Did they say anything?
they didn't say anything, but they didn't like that we had a camera in there, and they were clearly doing stuff. And
wow.
we didn't see them, but we all of a sudden we heard them.
I like
and
that the
then,
Rambles has security.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what are you doing? What are you hetero fucks doing in here?
It was
Well,
our
This
mistake.
guy's trying to fuck here.
Yeah, but
It was
also,
our mistake,
Let me.
yeah.
One thing that I did not caveat before I started, touting.
But they didn't go
Central-
crazy. They didn't have guns or
Yeah.
nothing. At least not that they brandished.
No,
so.
No,
Yeah,
they just
but-
chased us out.
But I will say again, one thing I didn't preface at the beginning was that I never go to Central Park in the dark. Absolutely
Yeah.
never. I
Yeah.
think I can count on one hand the number of times I've been in Central Park past sundown, and it's always with someone else. I've never gone by myself. All of my experiences are in the daytime. And that being said, even in the daytime, I wouldn't go on any of the little
In
trails.
the Rambles, yeah.
The Ramble, but even there's like
Sure.
loads of other little trails and stuff. Like I still wouldn't walk on those by myself.
I mean,
Like,
dude,
I'd
some of the
always, be with
both
someone
the
else.
best and worst times of my life were in the Rambles after 12 a.m.
Jake,
you know?
was it you?
I listen. I'm pleading the fifth
Now
here.
that I'm squinting, no.
Yeah.
I was just
That guy did kind of look like Steve Buscemi, but fatter and bolder. That's
Yeah.
what the hell's going on
It
here?
was just Jake. Never mind. It's
that
fine.
was Ralph Buscemi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in Prospect Park walking my
Steve
my
Buscemi's a
dog.
famous actor. His cousin Ralph is a famous security guard in the Rambles.
I also saw Howard Stern jogging with like 4 trainers, like 4 douchey. Yeah.
Oh wait, so wait, you're saying Howard Stern's that fit that he needs 4 trainers
He-
because
yeah,
they
he-
just peel off?
No, they're
because
like
he's-
security. He's like a paranoid guy.
Yeah, he had
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it was
he's
maybe it
paranoid,
was
yeah.
security.
I mean,
He
if
was
I had that
so-
kind of
yeah.
money, I would.
I thought you were saying he's so
Right.
fit that like they can't keep up with him, so he has to have 4. Because if they all
they
can't
pass the baton
keep
like a
up
relay
7-minute
race.
miles, they peel off, and he doesn't want to go off pace. Yeah, whatever. Because all for someone who's as quote unquote controversial as Howard Stern, I don't know. I kind of get that.
Well, and he's just super famous, and he's kind of a paranoid guy, man. I don't
He's
know if he's
also
always been that way.
super distinctive looking.
He's super
Yeah.
distinctive looking.
It's not like he
he's
blends
super
in
rich.
with
He's
the-
super
yeah.
famous, and I mean, like that guy. He's I think still only been back in the Sirius XM building since COVID, like a couple of times. That dude was freaked the fuck out for COVID, like more than you should be. Even I'm not one of those guys. Just let a homeless guy spit in your mouth, like
you're not Joe
middle of
Rogan.
2022, or 2020. Yeah. I mean, like, even then, it's like I probably line up a little more with Joe Rogan on that than Howard Stern. Like that dude is like still barely leaving his house now, and I'm like, what are you doing, man? So it's like he's kind of a paranoid guy, man. And even like I guess it's serious. Before then, he kind of had to have security in there, and it was like a thing. And like some of it's warranted, some of it's like, all right, you're a paranoid dude, you know? I mean, some dudes are just paranoid. That's the way they are.
So I think that guy should just move to the park and break contact with everyone in that question.
Yeah.
He should take his wife to do a photography project in the Rambles after dark, and those two gentlemen, security will take care of it. Security.
One scene, his wife has a strap on, and she's running into the bush. Like, no,
oh my God.
Doesn't know what's going to happen.
Right.
So the note
it's art. This is art.
The note to both of them is how do you It's not how do you fix the situation, how do you monetize the situation?
Fair enough, yeah. But yeah, it's for which is a question that many performance artists are faced with.
Yeah.
How do I
And those security guards in the Rambles will let you know what happens out here is not for profit. It's just for the love of the game.
Yeah.
They're very strict.
They got rules. They got rules.
They're not about to turn a trick.
They put their right hand in the air. They swore that oath.
Yeah.
When they signed up for Ramble security detail. They swore that oath.
Those are honorable Ramble security guards.
God, if you like step on
Ramblesmen, I think is what they call them.
Yeah, if you step on leaves with poo in the Rambles, that ain't from a dog.
Yeah.
No.
That's from a man.
That's from a man.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Why is this poo attached to a Magnum condom?
Why am
What the
I
hell's
saying
going on?
that? Who cares? Yeah, who cares? I think that's totally fine.
Would it hurt to bring a bag if you know that the need's going to arise?
I mean, dude, once a year, me and my wife go and fuck in the Rambles because we're allies. You know.
I knew it was you guys. That's why I brought it up.
And then you shit in the leaves afterwards to celebrate. And
a lot of people like to put on a rainbow shirt and retweet a hashtag. Fuck you. We go to ground zero.
You're living it.
That's right. That's right.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's not easy to be an ally. It's really not.
We're an ally in the trenches. Okay? We're an ally in the goddamn trenches.
A lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we answered that question. Let's do one more. And Jake, we are actually going to do the fourth question. The third one is too much to unpack.
All right. Last question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, if you are wanting to write a question to us, then please do so at loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com, or even better, write us live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube in the chats. Give us your comments. Give us your questions. Joel on YouTube says, at Love Gurus Podcast, if Caitlin would have hated Kalishnikov, she and her friend could have stayed in the Rambles as long as they wanted.
Oh, wow.
No. We forgot. Like, we were going to bring it, and then it's like, I know, dude. Like, I see you. Like, I know. It, like, haunts me about that, you know?
Oh, that's sad. That's very sad. Okay.
All right.
I was kind of picking up on that, but I didn't want to speak.
I know, Phil. Thank you. I appreciate that. I felt that.
Last question here on the Love Gurus podcast from the Wild Animals on Reddit.
Last question. Overheard my partner talking about me. I'm 40, my partner is 45. I called him to discuss a loaded topic, and when he felt the conversation was over, he put the phone down thinking that he'd hung up. But he hadn't, and I heard him say that he hates me and called me a see you next Tuesday. The conversation.
Oh, that's cunt for those of you who aren't good at acronyms.
It's true.
Or spelling,
Yeah, or anything.
The conversation we had was about my desire to change our 5-year-old daughter's middle name. We decided on an unusual name that he suggested and said that he'd come across it while traveling, but only told me much later after she was born that the name was his ex-girlfriend's cat's name.
What?
Why would you even cop to that, you fucking moron?
He even told me that he'd shared that info with me at the time, which was gaslighting. That's why I wanted
the
to...
most overused fucking term of our goddamn generation.
That's why I want to change... That's why...
He said a thing I didn't agree with. That's called gaslighting. He didn't agree with me. That's also called gaslighting.
This is why I want to change her name and let her pick a new one within reason.
He said no, that's gaslighting.
He got upset over the phone when I said that I wanted to start filling out the paperwork, and he said that he didn't want to change it.
Gaslight the fuck out of her, dude.
I kept calm and firm with my intention. We didn't argue, and the conversation ended. When I heard that what he said afterwards, thinking that he had hung up, my blood ran cold. Ooh. What do you think?
I think your blood was cold before, honestly.
Is it just an angry rant that we all do sometimes, or should I give him slack about it since he didn't say it to my face? Or is this a sign of something more worrisome?
Oh, my God.
Wait, can you recap the beginning? I missed the beginning. Sorry.
So it's so what happened was they were talking. So the issue, and also I just need you to do a recap of this whole question because so there's two things here. What happened was she called her husband and started talking about the fact that she wants to change their 5-year-old daughter's middle name. The reason why
that's insane.
The reason why she wants to change the 5-year-old daughter's name is because she found out that the middle name is after the ex-girlfriend's cat.
He's a moron.
Adorable.
Yeah, I mean, like it's cute, dude. It's look. You have pets with your exes. It's a thing.
Cute.
He's stupid for letting her find that out.
Laura,
there was no reason.
Laura Fluffy Smith.
Laura Pussycat Smith.
Laura Ramble Smith.
So anyway, so they start this conversation, and then he gets mad, so they end the conversation. He puts his phone down, thinking that he's ended the conversation, and then he just says it into the ether and calls her a cunt into the ether. She
this
hears
guy's
it.
dumb. This guy's dumb, dude. If I'm gonna look, I'm not saying.
I think it was intentional. I think it was 100% intentional.
I'm not saying. Ooh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
She thinks that he thought he hung up the phone. And again, also, what she's mad about is the fact that he called her the C word, not that he's mad about the middle name. That part, she's just like, whatever.
We
messy
can
hair
fix
don't,
that.
Messy hair don't care. She's mad that he called her a name when she thinks he had hung up the phone.
So I just
she's not worried about the fact that she's like, what? No, I want to just change her name.
I'm gonna look at this
like
from
it's a little thing. Like what are you talking about?
From
That's
a legal
insane.
perspective.
Okay.
And I should
you.
say that I'm not technically a lawyer.
Excellent.
But
I'm an alternative lawyer, bro. We give
Wait,
legal
which
misinformation.
Which district
on this
are
podcast.
we
It's
talking
better.
about?
Yeah, dude, it's
Because
better.
I'm pretty close in the Dominican Republic.
The lawyer I listened to
Just
was on
kidding.
Rogan last
and
week.
maybe that
Fuck-
was
fuck degrees, bro.
disrespectful to Dominican Republican
But
people.
it's like if you've already given your child a middle name based on a pet that you had with an ex,
Cute.
then you no longer have the right to call anything to complain about anything.
Yeah.
I think
I think you forfeited that.
Yeah, he did. He's a dumb motherfucker for sure. That's why I don't think it was an accident. I think it could be, or sorry, that's why I do think it's an accident. It is possible that he was like, let me just give her a fucking piece of my mind and make it look like an accident. Like I could see that move, but the fact that he already did something that was so dumb by even telling her this
Doesn't
information
seem like
in places,
he would think to make that move.
it seems like he is the type of motherfucker who would just like, oh, I
You
think
are
I
a
hung
lawyer.
it up. And
You
like,
are a lawyer.
dude, yeah, he's fucking dumb. He's fucking dumb.
Mr.
He's-
Johnson, if you don't
Yeah.
know how to turn off your phone, are we to believe? If you
I'm a-
don't know that
I'm
saving your child.
I'm a tweet at Letitia James after this on your behalf. Excuse me, ma'am. I have someone that you would maybe like to know to help you.
We
Yeah.
nominate Phil for the next Attorney General.
Two
He should
out
be
of
the
three.
Attorney General.
2 out of 3 pro se cases. I'm just saying. One of them on appeal.
Wow.
I don't know what pro se means, but I know that the guy in this question is dumb.
It's another word for cuckold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a French cuckold, this fella.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Bonjour.
yeah. But he's the dumb kind. He's not the kind with the orange ball gag in his mouth whacking off. He's the kind that walks home after a long day at work going, why does this bedroom smell like my wife's vagina even though I haven't been home for 9 hours? Probably a coincidence.
My thing is, I think the real issue with this problem is her obliviousness to that why it's upsetting to him. And that she's just like,
Yes.
That's not the issue. He called me those are related events. Like, why are you siloing these things?
Right.
Those are related events. Have you never been in a fight with someone? Spoiler alert, they tend to call you a bad name.
Yes.
Right.
Your Honor,
During the fight.
I submit that if she allowed her daughter's middle name to be determined by her spouse's ex's pet's name, this is not the first time that she has been called a name.
Yes. And also, and I like to
Right.
point this out at least once a podcast. You know, when in doubt, I like to err against these people for two reasons. A, they're on Reddit and they're animals. B, this is a source by, for, and about them. This is their Fox News, their MSNBC, their North Korean state-run news, if they happen to own the entire country. So when they skip over important details, I happen to think it would err against them. When they look really shitty already, like, and this is from their point of view.
Oh, she's like borderline like sociopath or psychopath in this question.
When I'm listening to
there's
you,
there is no self-reflection in this question
none,
whatsoever.
None. And when you're giving me this, you are your own prosecution or your own defense lawyer, and I'm listening to you from your point of view, and I'm going, you sound fucking crazy. I mean, him saying, listen, you should usually never call a name of a C word. However, when it looks like a cunt and it quacks like a cunt, then it might be a quack, 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 cunt.
Did you go back to the 2018 Reddit threads and just check to make sure no one said, so my boyfriend wants to name our daughter after her?
Caitlin has an opinion and I want to hear it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think he called her a cunt because he loves her. I mean, obviously. Yeah, like, if he called her a bitch, I'd be like, leave him. But if he calls her a cunt, that means that she still affects him emotionally.
Well,
Ooh.
yeah. Oh, my
I
God.
like that.
I think there's
I like
things.
that.
Thank you for saying that, because
Yeah.
the best thing I ever learned from watching America's Next Top
Right.
Model was that the opposite of love is apathy.
Yeah.
It's not anger.
Yeah. So if he wasn't interested in her,
Yeah.
he'd be like, bitch. But the fact that he loves her,
You've inspired.
cunt.
I'm going to call my wife a cunt at least once a day from now on. You've inspired me.
It was an
you know?
Oprah. It was a great
Just
Oprah
to let her know.
episode. Yeah.
I'm gonna at mention Oprah for this. I
Is
called
this
my
the
wife a
same-
cunt this morning. Thank
Yeah.
you, Caitlin,
Is this
and
the
thank
same
you. Oh,
episode that Tom Cruise jumped on the couch and called Katie Holmes a cunt? Was
Yeah,
that
it was
the same?
before.
Oh,
It was
I
before.
remember that.
to be fair, she wanted him to get vaccinated, and me and Tom Cruise peas in a pot on that one too.
And this was before COVID. It was just getting vaccinated for
Meningitis.
tuberculosis.
Polio.
Yes.
Polio, which is highly,
I had a shaman
highly
suck
documented.
a shaman suck the polio vaccine out of my blood like snake poison.
Wait, he did it from your arm? He did it from your arm?
I mean, listen, I found the guy on Reddit. He did it from. I don't want to say where he did it
That's
from.
where
This is
Phil
a
got
personal-
his law degree.
It
so,
was in the
I mean,
rambles. Listen, it was in the ramble. Look, that's irrelevant. Just know that the shaman got the polio vaccine out of me, and now I'm good.
You called him a cunt, and you guys have a great
Yes,
relationship.
'cause I love him.
Bonded.
Because I love him.
Sorry,
Child.
just can you imagine going into? I mean, can you imagine going into a doctor's office and calling your doctor a cunt? I don't know why I just thought that. I mean, obviously, like, doctors can really F you up for sure. So
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like definitely times where it's warranted. But like my doctor, she's so sweet, she's so nice, and I just can't imagine calling her a cunt. I don't know
maybe
why.
they'd actually see you as a person and not just like an insurance number. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like
Oh,
every
yeah, maybe that's why I
it's
like
a way to
her.
personalize.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I could definitely see calling doctors cunts.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
bribed to sell us poison all the time.
Well, and also, I mean, they're very unflappable in general.
Yeah.
They've seen it all. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
can you look at my butthole, you cunt? Like
you
they're
go, yeah.
they're just gonna get the rubber gloves on and tell you to turn over.
Cunt,
Right.
I'm not sure about this small cunt. It's this small. Dr. Cunt. Sorry, Dr. Cunt.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I did once have a doctor who I asked him to get antibiotics for a respiratory infection.
Dr. Cunt, my favorite
Wait,
form, by the
you
way.
asked
Go ahead.
your doctor for antibiotics for a respiratory infection, which is a very diagnosable thing a doctor can do?
I
was a cunt.
I'm not. In addition to not being a lawyer in the technical sense, I'm not a doctor either, technically.
Yeah, but it's like,
But-
wouldn't your doctor be like, hey, yeah, that does sound like a good idea because you do have a respiratory. Like, I just feel like you had, like, poor medical care.
Well, he was kind of on the fence about what was causing it.
Oh.
And then my argument was,
I'm a lawyer.
as your attorney, I advise you to dispense to me some antibiotics post haste,
Yeah.
sir.
Oh, okay.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I'm with you.
That's yeah. I mean,
he said, I'll do it because one day the bacteria will win anyway.
Oh, that's what he said to you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's when you
I'll bet that guy's really there for his children.
I always kept that with me.
listen, son, I know you came in first place one day, but we all sprain ankles at some point. So let's have ice cream, but really cheap. All right? I don't want you ever to get your fucking hopes up. Also, never dream Icarus flew too close to the sun. I won't let it happen to you.
That guy is sending his kids to state school at best.
Let the dream die, boy. Let the dream die.
Oh.
If you dream too hard, you're going to be knocked down to living with your cunt mother in this shitty cul-de-sac working for a subsidiary medical practice.
You and Amy should open an Etsy store and cross-stitch that onto pillows. I mean, it'd have to be like a body pillow, I guess, because it was kind of long. But
and it's going to have lots of flowers and butterflies, and it's going to say, let the dream die.
Oh, that's
and it's going to be, we're going to make T-shirts, we're going to make pillows and quilts, welcome mats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They wipe the bed. Oh, that doesn't say welcome. It says let the dream die. Christ.
Or maybe dreams are for the unhappy. You know,
dreams are for the future unhappy.
You know,
that's right.
Every
you're always going to be let down.
Every person I've ever met without dreams, bliss.
Dreams are for cunts.
Totally happy. Totally happy. Content.
It's the T-shirt that I want.
Content with his or her life. It's dreams are for cunts.
Yeah.
There you go.
I remember when I still had dreams. I would say, what's the word?
Baby?
Rhymes with
24?
blunt.
Oh.
Rhymes.
Runt.
With
Smunt.
runs. Yes, smunt. Lunt. It's
Can't
not
be
something
cunt.
else.
Can't be cunt. Can't be. Not that one.
I think it might have been that.
I will say if you have trouble with nightmares, gabapentin is a huge help.
Gabapentin?
Gabapentin.
Bill's a lawyer, so you should listen to him.
Can I snort it? I like my nightmares to go away right away, like quick. Can I crush it up?
I think you couldn't, but you could get the capsule and just.
Legally, he can't tell you.
I can't.
You think I've never gotten powder out of a capsule before? What am I,
Iowa.
12 fucking years old? I started doing that at 13. Are you kidding me?
If I had to vote
powder
on
out of capsule, it's my middle name.
If I had to vote on which friend has.
My God, how am I going to break through this very thin plastic?
These genius doctors have kept me from snorting it. No, they haven't. Yeah, I got it every time. Even after I've already snorted like 17 of them. That's how easy they are to get through.
That's why
you know
Nancy
what I mean?
Reagan started that program, just encapsulate it.
Here's the thing about Nancy Reagan started DARE. If you go into a bar and ever see a guy in a DARE shirt, that guy will sell you pretty much any drug there is.
Yeah,
I love those shirts.
He is wearing that DARE shirt, ironically.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I dare you to buy Coke from me.
Yeah.
Yes. If you see a man with a DARE shirt in public now, he is sworn by sacred duty to sell you narcotics.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's this there's a store in Astoria called Astoria Bagel Shop, like on 31st, and it has one of those old there's no hope with dope stickers on the cash register that's clearly been there for years and years, and it's all faded and stuff.
Yeah.
And I went in there and I was like, they still think that's working.
You're
Can
like,
I buy yay
is
from
this
those
the
guys?
weed store? Is this the weed store?
It's
They'll sell you real drugs, not just the legal ones.
Yeah.
You know, the shit that's never getting legal, the shit that most people have never even heard of. Those guys will sell you.
Yeah, if you read the sandwich board, you have to read the sandwich boards really carefully now.
Why does a turkey sandwich cost $275 here? This is fucking crazy. There should be a decimal in there. This is bullshit.
So I think we should give our final advice. My final advice for this question is, listen, have an ounce of self-awareness, and I feel like your situation is at least going to get better. I don't necessarily know how to solve it. You obviously didn't give the name of your daughter because it's probably something totally normal. It's probably like Tabitha, which is like cute.
Tabitha's
you know what I mean?
a cat name. That's a cat
That's
name.
a cat name.
Yeah, it's probably something totally normal and cute, and you just don't like it because of the association with the ex. And it's just like, you know what? I think if you just held your head up high and had that confidence that you don't give a shit about the past that your husband had, he would probably find you more attractive, but more importantly, you would find yourself more attractive and, have better self-esteem. So, anyway, that's my final advice. What are the final advice we have
her
for this
self-esteem is dog shit. That's what I'm getting off this.
Yeah, she sounds, either psychopathic or like the lowest self-esteem ever.
Right. Or a cross between the two, which they call that the cunty Venn diagram. You know what I mean? Like scientists, psychologists call it.
Right.
I think this is an instance where the only answer is in real world practice, right? It just in the same way that the only answer for those other people was to all do each other at once.
Yes.
I think in this case they have to commit together to we're going to call her only by whatever the fuck that middle name is for 2 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
Really?
And then see how they feel at the end of it.
Who's that?
That's actually legit, like psychological advice. Yeah, because then after 2 years, it doesn't mean the ex's cat anymore.
Yeah,
it's just the kid's name.
Her, the husband, and the kid.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
And if any of them 2 years later, if any of those three have, just moved out, disappeared, killed one of the other ones, then that it wasn't a good idea.
All of a sudden, all the neighbors' dogs are dying, etc. Yeah.
But if after 2 years,
some cunt keeps poisoning our dogs. This is fucking weird.
Yeah.
If
whole cul-de-sac, just a big circle of dead dogs. It's crazy.
If after 2 years it's fine, then just.
I think that's an excellent idea, and I say this because I had a friend in college that essentially his parents gave him the same decision. He was named after his father, and then he was given a different middle name. And I can't remember what age he was, but yeah, I mean he was older. Yeah, I'm not saying like in high school, but he was probably like 7 or 8. And they were like, "What name do you want to go by?" And he picked the middle name, and the father immediately disowned him. No, just kidding.
You had a thing about this, about letting your kid pick his own name.
Oh, I did have an old bit about that. Yeah. I let him pick his own name at, you know what? Come see me live and I'll fucking do that bit.
Yeah,
how about that?
It's good.
It's a goddamn decent bit, but I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, but anyway, so he picked the middle name just because
I haven't done that since I've had
he wanted to be differentiated from his dad. So yeah, I think that's a great advice.
Yeah.
I think they should give the child the middle name cunt to commemorate this moment of growth in the relationship, I really think. And as someone who doesn't have a middle name, because my parents just couldn't get
they're so busy that
really?
weekend.
Yeah, no middle name. And when I asked my parents why, they were just like, well, I don't know, we don't care.
I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, they just said, we don't know and we don't care.
And yet there's some people that have 2, 3 middle names.
I don't have a middle name. So I would love if my middle name was Cunt. And I'm coming out on this podcast as Caitlin Cunt McKee. I just feel so loved. I feel so loved.
Caitlin Cunt McKee. It fucking threes,
Oh.
rolls of 3. Like
Rolls
it sounds
off the
great.
tongue.
Right?
Really
Rolls
does.
off
You know?
You could be a pro wrestler with that name. Like that could be
I could
a
be
thing
anything.
that rocks.
I could be so
That
many
rocks.
things. I could
Yeah.
be so many things.
It's
If you
watch out,
assassin-
Ryan Seacrest. Actually, your job just got taken away because Caitlin McKee is going to host Wheel of Fortune now.
That's
ready
right.
for prime time.
You know how they always say the middle names of assassins? If Caitlin Cunt McKee killed the president, the president before that would be like, we're lucky she didn't get all of us. Like, I mean, with a name like that,
It would be
that
that.
is a fucking assassin.
Guys,
love
thanks
that.
for your support. Thanks for
Yeah.
your support. I really
Caitlin
love
I'm
it.
on
Cunt
board.
McKee.
I'm on
Maybe the
board.
first time you had a neighbor get interviewed about the killer and be like, yeah, no, I kind of saw that coming.
Yeah. I mean, she was a bit of a, I don't like to call any woman the C word, but she
Say my name.
she would scream it at me. She would say, like, what's my name? I'd be like, Jesus.
When they interview me, that's not how the conversation's going to go at all. I'm just going to go, are you guys fucking dumb? Like, why are you interviewing me? Asking, you guys are the ones that, with egg on your face,
Right.
like, I'll stand here and talk to you all day, but you're the ones that should feel ashamed for not seeing Caitlin Cunt McKee coming.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Take 12 paces and draw. It's Caitlin Cunt McKee.
Oh my God.
She's coming to this town to take over.
Defos. Aren't the women, isn't the women's World Cup soccer on at the moment?
I'm not sure, but
I'm just saying the next time that the American women win the World Cup, you are going to be the grandmaster of that parade, I must say.
Yeah.
Thank you. I can't wait. Thank you. Yeah. It's
If
really
only you
nice
were
to
like a women's soccer goalie. You know what I mean? Caitlin Cunt McKee just fucking plat, no goal. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not getting in this goal, bitches.
Yeah.
I mean, cunts.
Yeah.
You know?
Because before everybody thought Hope
This
Solo
cunt
was
just
the
gave
best
you a
name.
goose egg again.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Third game in a row. No one gets by me. Caitlin Cunt McKee.
Yeah. Thanks for. I feel reborn and supported. It's really
That's
nice.
right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, I feel like that was great. I feel like we gave great advice. Or did you have more final advice, Jake? Or
Oh, I didn't give any final advice. Okay. So it's clear that like your husband's dumb, but you're being kind of shitty, right? Like vetoing a middle name because it's the cat's name from the ex, absolutely fucking good reason. But like in terms of I'm going to change a 5-year-old kid's middle name. Unless that middle name is either Putin or Hitler, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. You know what I mean?
Putin's fine.
Yeah, but even then, it's like
Alexa's also a strong contender.
Yeah.
Limitations, you know.
It's got to be if the middle name's Kanye West, it might be a little weird, but like it for the most part, it's tough to do now. So it's gonna be shitty. Just know that your husband loves you despite your cuntiness, which is tough because, oh my God, there's a lot of that going on with you. We can tell through your question. From your side of the argument, it's like, oh my God, this woman is a nightmare. That's how you know it's bad. We didn't even ask your husband about this, and already we want to hang ourselves. So, like, just be glad that this man is still with you. And look, this is a name from his ex-girlfriend's cat. The man loves pussy and he's faithful to you as far as we know. What more do you want in a
What's the
husband?
problem?
Come
What's the
on. He's a
problem?
good father who loves pussy and
Yeah.
he's faithful to you. What do you want?
The
Score.
Egyptians used to worship cats.
Yes, Egyptians loves pussy and so does your husband. He's a goddamn pharaoh in my eyes. Stay with your pharaoh. Bow down, worship him. He's with you despite your cuntiness, which is very hard to do. Just ask all your exes. So I think stay with him, treat him well. You're never going to find a guy who puts up with what the fuck you're clearly broadcasting to us in this question. No one else is going to do this on the planet. So stay with him. Don't lose him. He's an idiot, but you don't deserve a smarter one. Okay?
I'm sorry. I like kind of want to wake up to Phil's laugh. Like
It's enchanting, right?
It's so enchanting and amazing. It's like I kind of
Yeah.
want that to be like my ringtone.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. It's a good one.
It's like that would just be such a great start to the day. Well, we answered that question. We answered all the questions.
Yes.
Super
Thank
duper
you
good.
to Phil Gable and his laugh.
Yeah.
Thanklin.
Say my name.
Thank you to Caitlin
Caitlin
McKee.
Cunt
Thank you.
McKee.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you to our two awesome guests, man. They've been fucking great tonight, man. This has been an awesome show. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to Matt. Thank you to Joel. Thank you to producer Amy. Until next week, like and subscribe us. Click that button. Mash it. And most of all, listen live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're here on YouTube. We'll be here next week. Until then, late.